Thank you for coming back to the table. We're having a really interesting conversation about voice actors. My first guest is still here, veteran voice actor Malik Berger. She's been doing this for years. And joining the conversation now, voice actor Keon Williams. His resume ranges from animations to award shows and so much more. Welcome to the show. So tell me how you got your start.
Well, I got my start at a little radio station up in Boston called WIOD. Started off in radio, doing an internship. The jocks used to let me come in, and they taught me mic mechanics. One in particular was DJ Megatron. And, I snuck into the station, at one point to come in and just learn the craft.
Nice.
And, got an internship. And came in and, went to the account executives and said, hey, if I write commercials for you, and voice them, you can take them out into the field as spec spots and, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And so did my first commercial, wrote it, voiced it, gave it to the account executive. He went out, sold it, came back and said, hey, you know what? They want to use your voice on the spot, and that was my first official break into commercial radio at the time.
And then so from there, how did you take it into some of your bigger roles? How did you make that transition?
So I made the transition to television. That's me at WRBB.
Hey, back in the day.
Back in the day at Northeastern. And so, transitioned into television and started out doing that same rinse and repeat with the producers at BET, going in and saying, hey, do you want somebody to do a scratch VO for, packages that you're working on.
And just for a little translation for folks who don't know, VO as in voiceover, packages for the bigger pieces that have a lot more bells and whistles in it, if you would, right?
Absolutely.
Your voice and some things to see as well.
Absolutely. And so from there, met my mentor, Timbisa Mshaka, and she listened to my little reel that I put together and introduced me to my agent. And from there, went out.
It just blows up.
Yeah.
I feel like the teachable moment from your story, though, too, is just putting yourself out there, right?
Yeah.
Just being willing, hey, you hear my voice, don't you? Hey, you hear my voice. You hear all these voices I can do, right? How important is it still just to make yourself present and be ready to, shift and pivot, to your point?
Well, I've always been told, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
And that's real. And I find voice acting is about acting. The voice comes second. So as long as you're true to your craft.
Yeah, and to that point, when I started out, I was doing a lot of auditions. And, I booked some pretty big things, right? And then I didn't book anything.
It just goes, same experience for you? It just goes quiet?
That's it.
I didn't book anything. And then from there, Timbisa said, hey, you need to think about doing some classes. Invest in yourself, invest in your future.
Another good teachable moment there, right? It's still a growth process. You still have to, did you do voice classes and things too?
Not only that, I coach, produce, and direct myself. So I'm working
constantly critiquing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let me ask you this. I understand that sometimes people in your industry I need you to sound a little more, fill in the adjective. What is we need you to sound more adjective that you've heard over the years?
Could you be a bit more sassy?
It was sassy.
So I'm like, that means, you want some neck? You want some neck in that? I find if I just ask the producers exactly where they want it, what region do you want, what are you looking for? It's much easier.
Do you want region or do you want non-regional diction where nobody can guess? How about for you?
For me, hey, can you get a little bit more attitude, Keon?
Attitude.
Can you give a little bit more attitude? A little bit more gravitas. Somebody that's lived life, that's been a couple of places and seen some things. Hanging out with his homies, his boys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to be myself. You want me to be
right.
That's it.
Understood.
You want me to
Which
be
is
urban.
okay.
Yeah, urban.
Slightly urban.
Slightly
Are
urban.
they still
Urban and
saying
slightly
urban?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, listen, we've got a clip so you can just get a taste of what somebody do. It's some promo clip from the WE TV series Toya and Reginae. Let's check it out.
Toya and Reginae are back.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How's everybody doing?
And this season,
She spent like $20,000 a month in LA. Y'all be living a life. Huh?
drama
You are the issue. You are the problem.
I don't
Before
want
you
this
got
right
here,
here.
that
is trending.
That's stupid.
what are you tripping about?
Oh my God.
Y'all are all so toxic.
Toya and Reginae, a WeTV original now streaming on All Black.
So the question I love that you said I saw that.
Yes.
The question I always want to ask, do you all get a sense of what you're tracking to, or do you just give a bunch of different options? Like, do you get to see what the tone is going to be like, and how do you match that or not?
So for that, I think I did get to see the rough cut. So they showed me the rough cut. But, at the time, WeTV, went through a whole rebrand. And so the last voice I did for WeTV was big. And it was like, coming up today on Portia, we're going to have, voice actors and this and that.
Yeah.
And so the new directive is now this mellowed out, just real conversation.
Everybody is right in here in this space. So then my
chill.
question here, with the few seconds that we have left, how do you stand out with all this big personality that you both bring when everybody is now in this space?
There's never going to be another us.
Yep.
Ever.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
The main thing I do is I just bring myself to it. That's one thing I learned in acting classes. They said, look, you just have to be yourself.
Always.
When they call you for these auditions and they bring you in, they want you. They don't want what you think this is. They want you.
They want you.
Yeah.
Your voice just happens to be one of the many things that they like about you. Yeah, because I think the rest of us get so locked into how you sound. But there are a whole lot of folks out there with great voices who can't do this, right?
Yep.
Study your craft.
Yep.
Yeah.
Study your craft, know your ranges.
I love
know?
it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I love also the fact that you two are so intentional about making sure other people find their way into this industry. And to that end, you're about to meet somebody that you two are willing to just kind of give some advice to. I love this. Voice acting, it takes a lot of skill, a lot of creativity. And when we return, you're going to meet aspiring voice actor Michael Cortez. He's going to join the conversation. He's got a whole bunch of questions for our guests about how he can use his voice to make the kind of impact these two are making. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.